We would like to welcome Virginia today to Coaching Hub, and she is a leadership development coach. And we would like to start our interview session today by asking you, what is your favorite coaching tip that you would like to pass on to all of your future clients?
Sure. So hi, Linda and Anton. Thank you for having me. The tip I'd like to give is have a goal in mind and stay positive. Believe in yourself. It has worked for me, whether it was in my personal or professional life. When you have a goal in mind, when you do what you need to do and you stay positive, sooner or later it's going to happen. So that is the tip I'd like to share.
Thank you. I really like that. I think that's where it starts, is believing in yourself, and you can do anything.
Exactly.
So, with that leads us to our next question that I'd like to ask you. And if you could tell us why you became a coach. Is it a lot of who you are, or is it an experience that you went through that led you to the work?
So a bit of both, actually, Linda. So maybe let me give you some background about myself. In most of my professional career, I've always managed and led international teams. I've been a team manager, quality and training manager, and later on in my last job at Amazon, I was a senior quality manager and senior learning and development manager. And I've always managed teams with people coming from all over the world. And last year, I decided to start on my own, and I was thinking, well, what could I do? And one of my luck is that when I was at Amazon, we did lots of psychological tests, let's say, and I looked at the feedback that my colleagues had given me. And in all of the documents, it was written that I was very good at coaching people, mentoring, developing them. And that's where it hit me. I was like, yeah, actually, I've always done that. I've always managed my team, also coached them, developed them, helping them to get through promotions, getting another role, etc. And also in my personal life, I've helped as well my brother, coached him as well. So I was like, yeah, actually, that's something I've always done, even though I never had the official title of coach, but that's something I've always done because I really like to help people and see the improvement they're making either in their personal or professional life. So I guess it's a bit of me and a bit of experience that I've built along the year. And that's why I decided to launch or to take the plunge and start on my own as an official coach.
I love your story because it's funny. Like, we've done dozens of these interviews, and I love hearing how coaches got to be a coach, right? And it's fun for me, and I can relate with yours a lot because managing in my day job, over the last 10 years, it was always, Anton, you believe in us more than we believe in ourselves. It's something that I would always hear, right? And the feedback that I would get. I never knew what to do with it until, maybe about 3 years ago. I was like, I really need to take this and marry it with my development passion. And then all of a sudden, coaching came around. So that's cool. And guys, Virginie is actually not just any coach for us. She's one of our category leads. So she's part of our leadership team. She's going to help us on the business side with her vast experience and helping lead all our business coaches. So obviously somebody with her experience, when I heard about it, I had to snag her up and beg her to come play with us. And she agreed. So I'm super excited. My next question for you is, what is your high level view of your system, and what kind of specific coaching would you like to provide? I understand that leadership is kind of a big umbrella. What's within leadership that you really love to coach, and how does that process go?
Sure. So what I like to coach people about is mainly how to become a true global leader. We often speak about leadership, but because I've always worked in international environments, and because myself as well, I'm a huge fan of diversity, I like to help people deal with the different cultural challenges, working in international environments. Sometimes things that are obvious maybe for you may not be obvious for me, or vice versa, because we come from different countries, different cultures. So really trying to help people on how to communicate better, how to better manage and lead teams, etc., how to be more confident as well. And in that area as well, I like to help women, especially young women who want to grow in an organization, to make them aware also of things that they may do consciously or not, so that again, they give the impression that yes, they can do the job and they're the right fit. So these are the clients I like to help, really to help them boost their confidence, give them the skills and the tools afterwards be able to continue and grow again, mostly in their professional life, but as well in their personal life also. Yes.
I love that. Being, you know, a foreigner myself, I can relate with that because I've done and been in both shoes where people spoke to me in a ways that I was like, that doesn't really fit. And vice versa, where I spoke to people in a way that rubbed them the wrong way, where I thought I was doing the right thing, right? I thought I'm adding value and creating a deposit for this relationship. But in reality, I was taking a withdrawal. So if that's the process you described and kind of what you like to focus on is the vessel, right? It's the ship that carries people from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. What is your ultimate point B for your client? And how do you know that they got there?
So the great question. Obviously, it depends per client, but I will always check with them, okay, where are you now and where do you want to go? And then when we know what is their end goal, we try to look backwards to see, okay, what are the steps they need to take? Maybe they need to acquire new skills and new habits, or maybe get rid of some certain habits as well. So really trying to coach them there, challenge them as well. I'm also known to challenge people to get them outside of their comfort zone so that they can achieve things that they never thought they could achieve. So really trying to help them create an action plan and get some, let's say, milestones or deliverables. So if, for instance, one of my clients I'm working with at the moment, he wanted to improve his confidence because he's getting a new manager role. So I'm giving him tips and tricks as well, but I'm also telling him, okay, when is your next meeting or when is your next presentation? So that then we can prepare for his next meeting or presentation. And then the session afterwards, we can say, okay, how did it go? How did you feel? What did you learn? What can you improve next time, etc., etc. So by having this step-by-step approach, and also by continuing encouraging them, but also challenging them, then I know by the answer they gave me that they have reached the point where they need to be.
I really like how you discuss the really important thing about coaching is assessing where somebody is and then asking them where they want to be going, because I think the best way to work with somebody is to be able to know how they see themselves in the present and what things they want to work on, so that way you can help draw out of them the things that will get them to where they want to go. And so that leads me to my next question, and that is, what qualities are present in the ideal match of someone that you want to work with?
So for that, I'm looking, my ideal client are people who are not afraid to take actions. So it's really someone who really want to do things and want to make a change in his or her life. Of course, sometimes we all have our downs and we need to be sometimes being pushed or challenged. But I always try to have a first conversation with my clients first to make sure as well that I can help them. Also so that I get a sense, okay, do they really, really want to change and do something about it? Or are they just at the moment complaining and then they're just waiting for me to give them the solution? So that is I would say my key number one is that they are really action taker, that they are motivated to do something about their own lives. Because obviously, as you know, as coach, we can only guide them, but we're not going to be there to take actions for them. So I want people to really take actions and also be accountable for their action. That if they take an action, it's not because I said it, but it's because they believe in it. Because if they believe in it, they will be committed, and then they will take the action they need to. So that would be my main criteria. The rest, it doesn't matter their background, their job, or their nationality. I'm pretty flexible, and I can work with everyone based on my previous experiences. But I would say these two things are the most important for me.
Well, thank you so much for joining. What's the best way for potential clients to reach out to you?
So they can visit my website. It's vlv.coach. So it's my initials, vlv.coach. Or send me a mail at virginie@vlv.coach.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.